Hey guys, Dr. Mike Dusa, MTFU Longevity, MTFUcoach.com. How are you? You're looking at two pictures along with the video tonight. One is from when I'm at the age of 23 with a mustache. That was back in 1987. And the other one's from recent times, a little over a year ago, age 53, being photographed at Brian Moss's studio in New York. That was a fun day. You know, I titled this, How to Be As Good or Stronger at age 53 than you are at 23. And this is kind of what I've tried to do. And I just want to talk about cardiovascular exercise for a couple of seconds. You hear a lot of different things about it. It's good, it's bad, it's this or that. Back in the 80s, I did engage in cardiovascular exercise. You got to understand the gym I was in at the time, we had one bike. There was no step mill, there was no Stairmaster, there was no Life Cycle, there was no Life Fitness, and none of that stuff. We had one bike in the corner. It was like it had a wheel where you tightened the knob and the strap got tight on the wheel, and you pushed harder, and maybe you got a sweat going, and that was the resistance. But this bike was really only used as a coat rack. Nobody did cardio. How do we do cardio? Cardiovascular exercise, we still understood we needed to do that to get ripped. Our diets were tuna fish, salad, lettuce, potato, fish, nothing. Coupled with these crazy high intensity anaerobic workouts, which we really got our cardiovascular effect from, we got ripped. I mean, we got emaciated, but we got ripped. But really what we did was we trained intensely, which means we did a lot more work in a shorter period of time. There was very little rest in between sets. We still went hard. We still used good form. We still went strict. We still really contracted and stretched, and we got a cardiovascular effect that way. I played football in high school. I like to run. I like to jump rope. I used to run the steps of the field. I like to do things that were interesting and fun and got me outside, not the drudgery of today that we seem to enjoy inside on all those other aforementioned pieces of equipment. But that was back in the 80s, and that's the condition I got in. And I was about 181 pounds right there. You look at the second picture of recent times, I'm about 182 right there. So really what I'm trying to do is the same things that got me what I got back then, and what hopefully they'll get me what I get today, and they seemingly do. Do I do cardio now? I do. But now I'm trying to gain more mass. I'm trying to get stronger even at this age, kind of counterintuitive to what guys in their 50s try to do. A lot of them have joint pain and all these other problems, and their goals are different. I'm not really suffering a lot of that, so I'm kind of lucky in that way. So really, cardiovascular effect when I'm training with weights, I'm not really looking for that because I'm trying to go harder and heavier each set. And in order to do that, I've got to make sure I regain what I had from when I'm doing set 2 from set 1. In other words, I want to recuperate enough between sets where I still have power and strength to do even more. And if you're training with high intensity, i.e. really quick, little rest between sets, you won't be able to do that. So that's really what I'm doing now, but I still do engage in cardiovascular exercise. And what do I do at the end of the workout, and sometimes at the beginning in the morning if I have time to split my workouts, which I really don't always have. I'll do a half hour on a step mill, steady state cardio, sometimes HIIT cardio. And I really go by my results and how I look and how I feel and how thin the skin's getting and all that, and really how I feel, because I won't go back to looking at these photos how I felt on stage that day in the 80s. It's not a good feeling if you do it wrong and you do it radically like we used to do. And one thing about cardiovascular exercise, I know some people are down on it. Let's not even talk about the exercise component. Let's talk about the cardiovascular effect. It's good for the heart and lungs. Now, this is called the fitness industry. So we should be talking about fitness and not just how you look. Unfortunately, that's not how it always is. But for me, it is. I put my health first. I've had enough health scares. That's number one. Number two, it's good for the heart and lungs. But really, studies have shown long-term cardiovascular exercise will actually produce new capillary beds, which lead to the muscle beds, which help bring in more nutrients, more oxygen, more of the good stuff, drag out the lactic acid, the breakdown products, the free radicals and metabolites that you don't want in there. And that transference leads to good health. It leads to a better pump, which leads to more growth. Isn't that what it's all about? Getting big like a beast? I mean, I'm not a beast, but you know what I mean. But anyway, that's what I did. And I'm trying to stay young, trying to feel good, and trying to do the things. I don't think there's any reason why I can't keep doing the things I've always done. If I do them with parsimony and I lend to them some deep thought and understand why I'm doing them. And it's all about your results. And if you're not getting your results, you got to change up what you're doing. But in any event, that's all I have to say about that tonight. Your comments on my oxygen, please leave them below. And as always, Dr. Mike Dusa, MTFUcoach.com. Please do subscribe to MTFU Longevity Over 50 on YouTube. You'll get some new tips and videos every single day, and I do appreciate it. You have a good night.